Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tonhalle in Zurich. This is part of our ongoing series of discussions about great music and great people in Zurich. I'm Dr. James Isaacs from the Hulls School, and we have a wonderful panel here. First of all, we have Frau Ilona Schmiel, who is the new intendant of the Zurich Tonhalle Orchestra, formerly of the Beethoven Festival in Bonn. And we have Etienne Abelin, who is a fantastic violinist, member of the Lucerne Festival Orchestra and many others, but also involved in a lot of cutting-edge ways of sort of rebranding and representing classical music to different audiences, such as classic and club, and also involved in music education. We also have three students from the Hulls School. We have Nikolai Kohler in white, who plays guitar, piano, and other things. We have Johannes Cuellar, who also plays guitar and also classical violin, and Bill Kirkby, who plays guitar and sings. So without further ado, we want to talk about what's going on in Zurich, what's going on with the Tonhalle, and also bringing great music to new audiences in fresh ways. Let's start with you, Frau Schmiel. Tell us about, you're just coming to the end of your first season here, and what are your, you're following a very successful period with David Zinman, 19 years as a tremendous music director, but it's a new era. Talk about what's going on, talk about what your goals and your visions for the orchestra are.
My first vision, thank you at first I must say for this wonderful possibility to speak to everyone with this prestigious panel, and I always like to have students beside me and young people, because then it's a very authentic way to discuss what we want to have and how we could build bridges. And also with Etienne, it's very nice because we met each other some years before, I must say, and it's wonderful to work with him together in so many fields, and we have already started some very good ideas, I guess. And to meet teachers who are so engaged, this is the future. And if I talk about what we are doing every day, then I took over this position as an intendant of the Tonhalle Orchestra and the Tonhalle Society because I was convinced, coming from a festival with the title of Beethoven, where everything should be possible, because I think in classical music, Beethoven is one of these composers who already and always was ahead of his time. And we could experience in these 11 years before many, many things where I thought I would love to bring these ideas and these new formats, and as well these questions of how the future of classical music could be, that I could bring these new things to Zurich. And especially after such a decade of 19 years with such a famous and also a very successful, wonderful conductor, wonderful person like David Zinman, it was absolutely important to build a completely new team. Because, you know, we made a cut. I was succeeding Elmar Weingarten, so we're completely different generations. Lionel Branguet is even 50 years younger than David Zinman, so it's not just one generation, maybe two or three, depending how you count that. And we have chosen also another president who is very engaged for all the challenges which we have now and in the future. And I feel that it was the right situation for the next years to sit down 2 or 3 years ago when we were nominated, and to think about how classical music could be in a city like Zurich, could be developed, but also in which ways we could be much more involved in being members of the city. As an orchestra, as musicians, as an organization which seems to be, we have a very high quality. We are, I can say, the top orchestra of Switzerland. But what does it mean also for society here? For you as students, what is your access to a classical way of orchestras? What does Etienne Abelin with all his activities? And for you as a teacher, how could you use us? So there were many experiences and ideas before, but I immediately felt we have to so-called fresh up what we do. And so the question always is, it's about creating atmospheres. Because if you have the best level on stage, but you don't have an audience which really feels that there's something very special built at the moment, maybe then you have an audience which is satisfied for the next 2-3 years, but then you will lose them immediately, because we all have offers a lot around of us, of other cultural institutions, of other activities which we can do. So there must be a need to attend a concert, to attend a performance, to come to the Tonhalle and to be welcomed. And this was the first thing what I felt when I arrived here. I was welcomed because I took over a very nice and very good position, and I have a wonderful team. But I felt a bit lost also in my own audience at the beginning. And this has to do what you said when before. Sometimes the people are standing up or they show their emotions. And I had really to learn at the beginning that, of course, mentalities are different. And of course, we have a very international audience. But there was a bit more a distance between the stage, the musicians, and the audience. And my daily goal is, this is the daily goal, to bring our audience, our members, our musicians much more closer together. And I think this has to do with a lot of communication. We can do it via print media, we can do it in the internet, we can do it like today, that we are getting each other a bit or knowing each other a bit more. But it's really that you have to talk to the people in the dress rehearsal, that you have to talk to the people with whom you're sitting beside, very close in a concert, that you ask them, give me a feedback. This was it was a goal, and I must say after 1 year, nearly 1 year, I never got so many emails from people who are attending concerts. And at the beginning I was a bit, oh my God, they want to write everyone, and do they want to have answers really, or what do they want to have? And I found out that they always were a bit shocked at the beginning when I answered, I want to meet you, not I want to discuss with you via email, I want to meet you personally. I want to get in touch with you. I want to have an idea what are your wishes, what are your goals. But nevertheless, we are the persons who are responsible for the art on stage. So it's a dialogue, but I always make clear we are doing the programming. Also, if we are talking with sponsors, we are having this autonomy, we are authentic, and we are responsible for the highest quality. But what we should do and must do in the future and every day in all our orchestras and all our concert halls worldwide, and especially in Zurich, is that we have to communicate in much better ways. Clearly what we want to do, clearly what the possibilities are, what is our relevance for next generations like you are sitting here, but also what can you do, in which way can our younger generations be involved in concert programs and processes.